This is one of the most challenging yet uniquely rewarding experiences of my life. Makes me feel alive, man. Brings out the spirit. Bleeding bad. Stay down. This stinking place, man, just rips the emotions right out of you. What a glorious night! Alrighty guys, welcome back to yet another video. In this video, doing something extremely exciting. Just woke up, crashed at a Walmart parking lot for the night after 8 hours of brutal driving yesterday. Me and old Rusty the truck, as you can see, I got the canoe strapped on top. We're up here in Houghton, Michigan, and about to hop on the Ranger 3 ferry and head out to Royale National Park for a whopping 8 days. It's gonna be pretty much the most intense, rugged trip I've ever done by myself. Or really ever, and I've never done anything like this before. So a lot of pre-trip jitters going on. I'm just such a mess this morning trying to get all my gear together. I got just bags everywhere, trying to get checked in here. It's about 8 o'clock. Gonna be hopping on the ferry in about 10 minutes, and then it's about a 6-hour ferry ride to get out to the island. Fishing, exploring, camping, canoeing, all sorts of epic stuff. Let's get into the video. Let's do it. Dude, where am I right now? I cannot believe I'm doing this. Look at this. There's little islands. It's rocky, rugged shoreline. My favorite kind of landscape. Fortunately, you can't see much of anything right now because it is incredibly hazy. Probably have a maximum of a mile or two of visibility. All the Canadian wildfires going on right now. I'm guessing that's the main cause of it. I can't believe I'm here, dude. I cannot believe I'm in my canoe on Isle Royale. Like, I have basically zero. This is my first time ever canoe camping. I don't recommend that, by the way. Like, what am I doing right now? This is crazy. This is my first time out in this canoe by myself. I've taken this canoe out a whopping one time. Whopping one time before this trip. So, on the little tiny local lake to do some fishing by my house, just to make sure she floated. So this is quite a bit of a big jump, and I have, virtually zero canoeing experience. So, what could go wrong, right? Out in Lake Superior, one of the deadliest lakes in the world, but I think I'm gonna stop at the first campground on the shoreline, which is about 3 miles down from Rock Harbor. It's already almost after 6 and I'm absolutely starving, dead tired. I just want to get camp set up, start taking it easy. And it's getting kind of choppy. I'm facing a really nasty headwind right now. This is really all just going to be a learning experience. I'm going to have to figure things out along the way, which is part of the fun, but it's just really me kind of starting to feel this canoe out, learning what she's capable of, and me getting comfortable on the big water and the big lake, and how to handle some of these waves and chops. Rock Harbor is nearly out of sight, and I am entering into no man's land. Wolf print right there. It's a good sized animal, my word. Look at that. Just hiking along this trail, trying to find a campsite here at 3 Mile Campground. Lake Superior is right over there. Alrighty, everything packed up after night 1. Let's get back in the canoe. Hiking to the canoes to where I stashed my canoe. Hopefully it's still there. And here we are on the lake this morning. Looks like everything's still there. Get us flipped over and get some breakfast going and get on out of here. We're officially off for the morning, saying goodbye to 3 Mile Campground, and I'm feeling just totally renewed after eating some actual food this morning. I went to bed at like 9 o'clock and had a really slow, easy morning. Got up at like 9. First full day on Isle Royale. Big goals for this trip is to catch my first ever lake trout. It is the last of the big 5 trout species that I still somehow have managed to catch. I suppose if I want to catch one, I actually got to get a line on the water. So this is the setup I'm using right here, 30-pound leader, and then this lead core fishing line. And every 10 yards or 30 feet, it's going to change color. And right now, I believe in about 100 foot of water right now. It's going to take some luck to get one here in the harbor this late into summer. Water temperature is the biggest thing with trout. And so they're going to be really just hunkering in that like 50-degree water, going deeper, trying to find the cooler stuff. And why is this thing not sinking like it's supposed to? It's my first time ever using lead core. I don't know anything about this, so trolling for lake trout, totally new to me. Part of the fun of fishing though is learning how to do new techniques and new styles of fishing. All right, I got about like 3 or 4 colors out. I lost track, honestly. So it should be at least like 90 to 100 foot of line out there. And now we're just gonna sit in the middle of this harbor here, troll the deepest water, and hopefully catch myself a laker for dinner. Well into Muskie Basin, which means I'm pretty much far away from just about everything now. And there's nothing on this side of the basin, no trails, no people or nothing. It's just me, this canoe, and sounds of nature. This is so beautiful. Well more than halfway to my next campsite for the night, which is going to be down at Muskie Basin, which is at the end of this, well, big Muskie Basin right here that I'm in right now. And I'm just enjoying paddling. It's one of my favorite things in the world is paddling this clear rocky water with this just super awesome terrain here. But I got probably another 2-3 miles to get down to Muskie Basin. Gonna keep exploring this shoreline, just enjoying the scenery up close where I can actually see it. Alrighty, we made it. Oops. Just ripped a hole in my pants. First official shelter ever at Royale, and pretty darn nice. It's like having your own little cottage right on the lake here. I made it here to Muskie Basin Campground. It's probably about 6-7 miles. It took me, I don't even know, around 3 hours or so paddling. I was paddling pretty lazy, just enjoying the scenery next to the shoreline. Right on the water. Got my sleeping pad unrolled right here, sleeping bag, all my gear, brought my jackery. Look at this view, I got my canoe, as you can see right down there. This is unreal. What a campsite. Alrighty, for lunch we got hazelnut and tortilla roll-ups. Got some caramel mountain trail mix, and a granola bar. Gonna be awfully delicious. Even though it's almost 4 o'clock, decided to go for a little hike into the backcountry. I'm gonna check out an inland lake called Lake Ritchie. And honestly, I just want to get on some action, catch some fish. Also just check out some of the interior of the island. Really nice breeze. And to get to Lake Ritchie, it's a little more than 2 miles, so hopefully I can get there in maybe a little less than an hour or so. Look at that big old pile of moose droppings right there. Another one right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh baby. Big, beautiful, ripe thimbleberry. Now this is gonna be a throwback for me. Last time I had one of these, 2 years ago in Copper Harbor. Oh man, that is so good to taste one of those again. Such a unique tart and sweet flavor on those giant plants. It's how much bigger these leaves are compared to a raspberry. A little early in the year for them here on the island, but it's good to see a couple. Taste some of those again. Man, does that bring me back. Such good memories there. A couple years back, making jam out of those. Whew. Alrighty guys, we made it to Lake Ritchie. I was able to find some shore access. Plan on fishing for an hour or so and seeing if we can't get the skunk off the board for this trip. Got a little tube on there. Nothing too crazy, and it doesn't look super deep right here, but this is really cool. Oh, that felt like a fish. Oh yeah, I got a fish on. Oh yeah. There we go, fish on, baby. Dude, what was that, like my third cast? It feels pretty big. Oh man, this is a big fish, guys. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, little toothy critter. Just as I expected. Nice little northern pike right there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And we are on the board for the Isle Royale trip. There we go. First fish of the trip. Probably a little 22, 23 inch northern pike right there. That's awesome. Let's go. Switched up to this little Daredevil spoon, a little orange and red action. Classic as a pike lure, northern lake pike lures you're gonna get right here. Oh man, this thing casts like a bullet. All right. Oh, there we go. That's a fish. That feels like another good one. Oh no, I think he came off. Oh, he's still on. He's got me so wrapped in weeds. Oh no, he's still on there. Oh, look at that jump. Oh my gosh. Another little snot rocket there. Look at that guy. Oh, he's so twisted up in that. Oh geez, he's going crazy. Oh man. Look at that. Fish number 2, baby. I did forget pliers somehow. Ah, sure. Ah, fish got me good. Oh, it's bleeding bad. Oh, crap. Pike fishing 101, guys. Oh, dang it. I gotta wrap that in something that feels really deep. Oh, crap. Oh man, I need something to wrap this in. I left my first aid kit back at the shelter. Dang it, dang it, dang it. This is problematic. This is not good. Well, you guys, to say that fish got the better of me would be an understatement. Holy cow. I was able to get the lure out eventually. The whole situation was just really stupid. Everything you saw that happened in that 30-second span. Just don't replicate any of that yourself. But just a good reminder to, I'm a very remote to take something even just simple as handling a fish to things go bad. I bled a lot. He got me in 3 spots, but one just wouldn't stop bleeding. So I used my knife, took a little chunk of my sock and wrapped that around it. Ignore that gory scene right there. First dumb mistake of this trip, real dumb mistake. Never handle pike without pliers. I didn't have pliers. I forgot I didn't have them out here with me. This lake, not surprisingly, absolutely loaded with pike, it seems. Good reminder though. Don't be stupid. Jeez, I got blood everywhere. Not good, not good. Beautiful little spot. This will be remembered for humbling me greatly with my fish handling skills. But look at this, we got some wild raspberries right here. Look at that, a couple ripe ones. See, a bit smaller than the thimbleberries, and they got the little thorns and they're a lot smaller leaves. And some blueberries over here too. Wild blueberries, just how little those are, and those are so delicious. A lot smaller than the ones you normally pick on a farm. Almost made it back. Oh, Mosky Basin right there. Oh, that breeze feels amazing. That is pretty though. Alrighty, just made it back to the shelter, guys. Infinitely better than the tent. It's first come, first serve for all these shelters here, and they all get taken up very, very quickly. But you can see just how much space they have. Don't have to worry about anything getting wet. Pretty darn great. Already got my sleeping area all set up. It's about 6:30 right now. And look what I found. That was already in my hiking bag the entire time. My first aid kit. Oh man, so dumb. See all the names of different people that have stayed here. I found a couple dates that go all the way back to the late 80s, so cool little drawing or painting right here. Cow and calf moose, pretty neat. I think for dinner the plan is, I found a blueberry patch over on a ridge over there. Do some foraging, pick some wild blueberries. I'd like never get to eat those. We don't have very many berries where I live. And make some blueberry pancakes for dinner. It'd be pretty fantastic. Let's go do it. Here's how we're coming along. Look at these buttes. Hidden up in there. A lot trickier to pick than normal blueberries. Big old pile of moose poo. Right where I'm trying to pick blueberries. It's crazy. Look at how beautiful this is. Up here on this ridge, foraging away. And it looks like that haze is finally starting to clear out a little. And we got more blueberries down here. Look at this. Look at all these. That big, beautiful blueberry. baby. First time eating wild blueberry pancakes, foraged all by myself. This is gonna be absolutely delicious. I couldn't wait for breakfast. I had to have this for dinner, man. There's legit swarms of just hundreds of mosquitoes outside my net right now. It's quite a day today. A lot of fun, but I'm going to be getting up pretty early. I have a really big day planned for tomorrow. Hopefully it's a nice, peaceful night. And yeah, good night. First full day in Isle Royale. See you guys in the morning. Overall, slept really well last night. But it is absolutely freezing out this morning. It might be even be in like the high 30s. It's definitely in the 40s at least. Start get breakfast going and get the day started. But there's a good chance this is the best camps I'm gonna get this whole trip. So I'm just gonna enjoy as much as I can. Well, here's the camp this morning, and out the shelter. Well, that was pretty easy. Absolutely stunning morning on Mosky Basin here. It is just glass. Wanted to do a canoe trip because I knew I'd have much better chances of getting off the crowded trails and on to this water where there is just absolutely not a soul around. I have no idea what those loons are doing, but that is so awesome. The loon is my absolute favorite bird on the planet. They just have such a kind of eerie but haunting and just beautiful calls that they make. hiking up to almost 2 miles up to Mount Ojibwe. I can check out a fire tower, check out the views up there, see what it's like. And yeah, just get some more hiking in, see some more of the interior of this island. That big old tower way up there. Awesome trail though. Pretty treacherous. All the trails I've been on so far are super rocky and muddy. Wow. This is awesome. Over there. Paddled. Entire harbor all the way down through there. Incredible. Snack break. There's I believe 3 or 4 of those fire towers scattered across the island up on the ridges. This one was up on the Greenstone Ridge, which is one of the big famous ones here on Isle Royale, and just gave an incredible panoramic view of everything. Could see the lake from both sides. Still not great visibility with all the haze and smoke, but it is starting to get a little bit better. To see everything above the tree line is a really neat perspective to see. It gives you just a totally different feel for the size and scale of this place. Those fire towers are critical for keeping an eye out for wildfires across the area. One wrong lightning strike or campfire gone bad or something, and a wildfire could absolutely decimate this island. So those towers are very critical for keeping things safe here on the island. It's, I believe, almost noon. I'm gonna hike back all the way back down to Daisy Farm to the Canoe and catch up with you guys there. These boardwalks are a little scary to walk on. Really gotta watch your step. All right, down from the first ridge. Almost back to the Canoe. Crossing Benson Creek right here. A waterfall. Looks like there's been a lot of beaver activity here. And there she is. Made it home. Finished my hike, and I think next on the agenda, I'm gonna go check out the Wolf and Moose Research Center here on Isle Royale, run by Dr. Rolf Peterson and his wife Candy Peterson. So I think it's gonna be really awesome. It's just right across to the basin over here. They live in a little cabin and have apparently the world's largest moose skull collection and a whole bunch of moose sheds. So it should be really awesome. Really looking forward to it. And yeah, just a short paddle over there, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get there.
Yeah, these bones here were all found by volunteers this summer. They didn't necessarily die this summer, but they were found this summer. We don't have porcupines here or voles. We don't have anything that eats bones.
So they last a bit longer.
Some of these, yeah. And someday we will be able to tell when this guy died. So this is dead moose number 5,922. We just picked up dead moose number 6,008. 67 years of, oh my goodness. 67 years of bone collection.
Wow.
But these are all this year. One team out 1 week collected 23 skulls.
23? Oh my gosh.
And then another group was out the same week. They found one. So, you know, we
This is just
where
very
they are.
inconsistent.
It's just random.
It's just totally random, like not one location they tend to be in.
Well, there are places where more die than others, but then you don't want to keep sending your people all, but you want to check all of them out. So this is a regular metatarsus that we always collect because there's a lot of difference, variation in the length of a metatarsal bone that seems to reflect the health of the animal at the time it was born. Strong, healthy moose will stand its ground, roar, kick with its feet. That's how you pass your physical. If you flunk your physical, you run and you get killed.
Oh no.
Death is part of the beauty
of
the whole thing.
Part of the circle
but we humans are having
life.
a little trouble with that concept. This is the power of knowledge. This is the frustration when you've spent your life studying what wolves do, and you still have people at the evening programs that I give saying, why don't we just let people shoot the moose? Why do we need wolves to shoot the moose? Or wolves to kill the moose? And it's because we don't know how to hunt moose the way wolves do. Wolves take the old, the young, the sick, the weak. People take the first one they bump into, or if they have a choice,
the trophy,
the biggest one, which is the absolute opposite. It's invincible ignorance. It's people holding on to things that make them feel good about themselves, and I have to think that they are doing the best they can. Nope, but he said you call him a wolf spider because he's seen him in outhouses. So I'll let Ralph take over. I will go inside.
Mostly our moose watch trips, and this is sort of an executive summary of this guy who's done 25 of them. So he's a couple pages per year, but this is like with a clever title, "Dead Moose on Isle Royale." It's about his moose watch experiences, especially in hip joints. That's a normal hip joint, and this is a serious.
So what's it look like with the arthritis? You can kind of see it's
This
like
is
worn
bone
away
on
and
bone
dark.
now.
Oh yeah, okay.
This is all nice cartilage.
Yeah. Okay.
So we don't know why the cartilage fundamentally deteriorates, although it has something to do with tooth infections, which are inflammatory, and the inflammatory signals go out through the body, and they make this worse.
How old do they typically live?
9 to 10.
9 to 10. Okay.
When they wear their teeth out, that's the start of trouble.
That's when it starts to take them out. Man.
Well, we've picked up an average of about 100 for 50 years.
Okay, so around 100.
Yeah.
And then the population fluctuates. I saw it's like around like 800, a little over 1,000 most years.
Yeah,
okay.
now it's probably down to 700.
Oh, really? Okay.
And wolves are pushing them down, and wolves will have the upper hand for a while. Misshapen because his left side, he had arthritis in his left side, and they're wired contralaterally.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Your right foot hurts,
crazy.
your left antler grows funny.
That's really
And
interesting.
this was a white-tailed deer that is important because he's the first one to get here live. I mean, all the others we've ever found have drowned or
Yeah. Did they swim, or they get across the ice bridge, or?
No, they got to swim.
They got to swim? That's got to be like 15 miles from Canada.
Yeah.
They really make it that far?
No, except
Not
this guy
usually.
did.
Except this one?
And
Oh
then
my
wolves
gosh.
killed him 250 feet in,
Oh no.
which is important because they have brain worm, which kills moose. So
Oh, so they shouldn't
that's
be around.
that's what I think is limiting moose increase in the UP is too many deer.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes.
How many wolves are on the island right now? Is it around 30, I've read?
Well, 30 to 40. 30 was our last count.
Oh, okay.
That's a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
there's 4 packs reproducing, 10 to
quite a
20
few.
pups
Every single year.
in a year.
Wow.
But they don't survive all that well sometimes. Tighter and tighter now for food as moose go down. But
Are they able to kill many moose during the summer times? Or is
just
it more
calves.
just
The backyard are the antlered bull skulls. And those have accumulated for 50 years. The ones that like to show off.
Oh my word.
So they're growing their antlers right now. They got a month left, and they're growing
Okay.
maybe a pound a day.
A pound a day?
Of
Oh
antlers.
my gosh.
Uh,
So is there any like difference between moose on Isle Royale compared to like Alaska? Anything that makes them unique, or?
well, these are much smaller.
So these are gonna be quite a bit smaller. Okay.
So the biggest moose in the world, the biggest antlers are Alaska.
Oh, okay.
And density's low, kept low by bears and wolves, and they have access to mountain mountain vegetation at the edge of the tree line.
Okay.
They eat springtime vegetation all summer long because they just go higher and higher in the mountains. Here the moose get protein from aquatic plants.
Okay, from the aquatic. Wow, so
So
they probably have to eat quite a bit, quite a bit of that every day, huh?
40 pounds a day
40 pounds. Wow.
is what they would like to have. Two in the front are probably prime world bulls. They're as big as we've seen on the island here, but this guy was 12 and this guy was 7. They couldn't agree on who had bigger antlers, so they got in a shoving match.
Oh no, is that it?
And then they
What
got
happened?
their antlers stuck together.
Oh my gosh.
And they both died.
Oh man.
Didn't work out so well.
No, I guess not. And that's how the moose got here originally, was all swimming through the lakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one good eyewitness record of in 1991 of a moose swimming the whole way. 6 hours. Well, that's the second oldest moose. Again,
Okay.
it's got typically strange looking at.
Yeah, it does. It's a moose from the Serengeti or something.
Because that's full of blood and soft bone.
Mm.
Their carcass, except for the stomach contents, which is plants. They don't eat plants.
Never seen anything like this before.
Well, no, you won't see it anywhere else. Pretty sure of that.
Going for stop number 2 here, just a little ways down from the research center. Gonna be checking out the Edison Fish Hatchery, an old historic commercial fishing cabin. And what a beautiful day it has turned into. Look at this, just gorgeous. After the Ojibwe first arrived in Isle Royale thousands of years ago in birch canoes, Scandinavian, Finnish, and other European immigrants eventually followed and made their way to Isle Royale to work in the mines and to work in commercial fisheries like this one. Pete and Laura Edison were the ones that ran this fishery and lived here. Look at this. So these are all old fishing nets used by the fishermen that used to live here and fish here. Little glass buoys on here to hold them up. All sorts of old original tools. Look at all this. This is so cool. Old wood stove. I really love these old historical cabins and stuff like this. It's just so interesting to take a little step back in time. Look at all these nets. Wow. Just tons and tons of nets. Look at this. Man. All sorts of other old fishing equipment, all sorts of gear. So cool. Stashed the canoe right down there on the shore. Look at this shelter. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely fantastic. Wow, you guys. This spot is somehow even better than the spot last night, I think. Got it all to myself, a lot more space, and there's no backpackers out here, so it should be way less crowded. Got an incredible view, and I think I'm gonna be spending the next 2 nights at this spot here. I'm gonna get my camp set up here, go from there. Alrighty guys, just got camp all set up here. Food and cooking supplies right there. Got my sleeping pad all right here, and sleeping bag. And all my gear. It's about 6 o'clock right now. I just ate a little, well, very late lunch. Let's make it happen. Let's get out there. Enjoy this beautiful evening. In the canoe, shelter's just right up there, right along this little rocky shoreline and these cliffs here. Ooh, baby. Not sure if you can see that. Got a couple islands right here. There's the vast openness of Lake Superior. And and then a couple other islands that way. All right, you can see the Rock Harbor Lighthouse right up ahead. This is just beautiful. That's way down where I was earlier today. Wow, look at how fast this wind is blowing me. Here we go, I got my spinning set up. Got a big old silver Swedish pimple right there. Just gonna cast that out in the deep and see what we can't make happen. Wow, look at Lake Superior, man. Give me a Laker there, bud. 7 p.m. and I've got Lakers on the mind. Do 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 do. Trying to catch a lake trout. I got a fish, baby. Let's go. Off the rocks. It might be a coaster brookie or a Laker. I'm not sure yet. Oh no, no! He just came off. No! That was dinner right there. That was a perfect eater-sized Laker. Out here on the rocks, and I just hooked my first ever lake trout and also lost my first ever lake trout. You know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what we like to do around here. Come on, baby. For dinner tonight, doing something super simple. Some Chef Boyardee mini raviolis. Should be having lake trout, but yeah, sure messed that one up. Being in a canoe, I have the luxury of being able to bring canned food because I got this plenty of space for all of it, and it's much easier than doing, and way cheaper than doing dehydrated meals, so it should be pretty darn good. Yeah, it's hitting the spot. There's a wolf right there, right outside my shelter. No way. I didn't get a picture, I only got a quick video. What? I didn't think there'd be a wolf on this island. You kidding me? I'm getting to bed. It's a little after 10 o'clock. Absolutely crazy day. Cannot believe I had a wolf right outside my shelter. First wolf I've ever seen. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Get ready for another big day tomorrow. Good night.
Good morning guys. I had a moose in the night come pretty close to my shelter, make a really loud grunting noise. So that was pretty interesting. The sunrise right over there.
Just ate a quick breakfast, made it out here to the shelter, and really strong southwest wind today here in the harbor. Not great for paddling today. Even though I just got up a couple hours ago, I just took an hour nap. The wind in the trees and waves of Lake Superior and also loons are like 3 of my top 5 favorite noises in the world. So I was like getting a pretty good mix of those going on, and I just passed out. I don't even know what happened, but in the shelter, relaxing, taking it easy today. And also reading this book, A View from the Wolf's Eyes by Candy Peterson. She not only gave me some rhubarb pie bars yesterday, but she also gave me one of her books that she wrote herself, actually, about her life living out in the island in the wolf study. So I've been reading that the last hour or so. It's been really interesting. If that wind dies down at all, I'm really hoping to get the canoe out later tonight. But yeah, it's a really chill day and just enjoying the peace. Having a little bit of a beach day. All the beaches around here though are super shallow and rocky, so I've been looking around and I found this washing pool right in here where it gets pretty darn deep. It's kind of treacherous walking in barefoot on the slippery rocks, but once you get in there, it's a pretty neat place just to kind of hang out. It feels absolutely amazing, but pretty awesome little spot. Just slid right here into this little canyon, mini canyon right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump back in and keep hanging out. Trying to make it to the lighthouse, but boy, am I ever having to fight the wind. That wind coming from the west is absolutely brutal. Wicked. That was the most exhausting short paddle of my life. Wow, look at this. Wow. Gee, look at that. Look at this little spot it's in right here. Big old rock face right here. There's my campsite on the other side of that little island. Oh my gosh. There's the canoe down there. This is crazy. There's the side of it. Look at that tower. This 50-foot tall lighthouse, the first lighthouse ever built at Isle Royale, began guiding ships to and from Rock Harbor copper mines in 1855. Ironically, mining ceased here that same year. In 1859, the light was extinguished and the keeper departed. A second burst in mining prompted a relighting in 1874. Again, mining soon ceased. In 1879, Rock Harbor Light was permanently extinguished. At various times since, visitors camped here and fishing families lived in the keeper's residence. Today, the lighthouse is being preserved as a reminder of Isle Royale's maritime heritage. Here's the locations of the other lighthouses here along Isle Royale. Copper mining was never very successful here on Isle Royale as the conditions were just too rugged and brutal and it was too much work to make it worthwhile. Gotta admire the amount of work it must have taken to live out here. Not sure if they lock it or not. It's part of the park, but let's see. Oh my gosh. Wow. Got this whole thing just set up as a little museum in here. This is so awesome. There's the stairs going up into the tower. Looks like that's locked off, sadly. Here's some of the shipwrecks here. The Kamloops, the Algoma. Here's a couple artifacts from the shipwrecks. Looks like some plates from the George M. Cox. From the Kamloops, which is a pretty famous shipwreck off of Isle Royale here. Life vest from the SS America. A sink, one of the bells on the SS Monarch. Some old journals and logs, looks like. Here's a map and guide to the other lighthouses here in Isle Royale. See, here's the Rock of Ages lighthouse. It's pretty crazy. That one's just like out in the middle of the lake. Just the Isle Royale lighthouse. You can see that one just kind of on a thin strip of land. And there's that one right there. And then there's the Rock Harbor one we're in. There's some copper chunks. And the Passage Island Lighthouse, which is the northernmost chunk of land in all of Michigan. John H. Malone came to Menagerie Island as lightkeeper in 1878. He and his wife Julia raised 11 children. Feeding so many on a tiny island proved very challenging. To supplement their diet, the family fished and gathered gull eggs. In May 1886, the Malones collected more than 1,000 eggs and ate as many as 30 per day. That is crazy. There's the 4th order Fresnel lens. That was the top of this tower in 1992. There's a 200 millimeter lantern. Doesn't look like any of these are on. Wow. I started right here in Rock Harbor, paddled all the way down here, hiked into Lake Ritchie, came back, paddled up to Daisy Farm, hiked all the way to Mount Ojibwe, hiked back, paddle over to East Caribou Island, and now paddle over here to the lighthouse. There's a map of Michigan. And a map of Lake Superior. I've always thought Lake Superior looks like the angry head of like a wolf or something. Some sort of animal. And Isle Royale looks like the eye in that, the angry eye in that animal. Pretty crazy. There is the view outside the window here. And this is the lighthouse before it got restored in 1961. I absolutely love lighthouses and love learning about history here on the Great Lakes. It is so interesting to check out, and this is really, really cool and quite a spooky feeling in this in this building. Pretty eerie vibes in here. I could not imagine living out here, living in this lighthouse. That would be absolutely something. A little after 7 o'clock. Wow, the sun's setting behind me. Got a lighthouse, big old lighthouse right here. Wow, this thing is spooky looking. Look at that. Can you imagine trying to raise a family in one of these? Got the lighthouse right over there, canoe down there. This epic, beautiful ridgeline as the sun's setting up there. This cliff right over here. And oh yeah, there's wild blueberries everywhere in here. Big, beautiful wild blueberries. Look at these boys. Gonna see about maybe heading back here pretty quick. This is an awesome stop though. This is just in such an insanely beautiful spot. Look at all these islands and just chunks of stuff, yellow stuff growing on these rocks. It's insane. We gotta safely navigate my way back to Caribou Island. Oh, hey, what a glorious night. Something about Superior just really, man, just makes me feel alive, man. Brings out the spirit. It was super windy and I was all winded in most of the day, but Boy, am I glad I was able to get the canoe out for a little bit this evening. Ooh, baby, we got some big rollers coming in. Day 4 is complete, and I just made it back. I made it back from the lighthouse, and was gonna make up a dinner, but ended up actually getting invited by some of the boaters down there, staying at the dock, and they were super nice and invited me. So I ended up hanging out with them, a couple families by the campfire, and they offered me a huge dinner with all sorts of meat, cheese, and crackers. Drank a couple beers with them, and absolutely incredible evening. Super fun to hang out, meet some new people. Incredible night. I will catch you guys in the morning. Do you guys hear that? There's a moose right outside my shelter right now, crashing around and eating in the brush. Second night in a row, this moose has been within like feet of my shelter. Absolutely insane. Good morning guys. Welcome back to another day in the wild. The moose was just feeding all around my shelter until pretty much until 5 in the morning. I had to get up to pee at about 3:30, and I grabbed my headlamp, and as soon as I turned on my flashlight, that moose grunted 5 times and took off in the woods and scared the crap out of me. I think we both scared the crap out of each other. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this place is something else. Morning chores consist of using my little Sawyer mini water filter. Soaked my shoe. Oh, that's cold. All right. It's hard to describe, but I can just start to feel the rhythm and routine of this place just starting to really consume me. Just every little thing that happens out here is just so interesting. I think it just becomes so stimulated in my normal everyday life, and out here everything just kind of slows down, and then of course staring into the endless abyss that is Lake Superior. Just so many interesting looking little rocks on these beaches. Watching this little family of ducks over here. Got all my water in hand. Making the trek back to my shelter, which is right there. Well, you guys, going for one last little hike along this little trail that was right next to my shelter. Goes out all the way out to the point where the lighthouse is, and I did all my fishing. Cannot imagine bushwhacking, being the first settlers trying to make your way through this kind of terrain. It's another section of this island. Well, look at this view up here. This has been such a special campsite, you guys. Ugh. There's a number of these little hidden beaches through here. I've been looking for some skipping stones, spending a ton of time on these beaches. to say goodbye to this amazing campsite. Packed up all my gear, swept her out, everything cleaned up, and yeah, gonna head to the canoe, which is right down that trail right there, just a short ways, and be on our way to Tooker's Island. That's the plan. But yeah, let's get out in the water. Got everything loaded back up in the canoe here. Just left Caribou Island after an incredible couple days there. Said goodbye to my friends there. First off, I'm checking off this little island called Cemetery Island, very close to Caribou Island, and living up to the name, apparently there's a cemetery somewhere on this island. We're gonna go check out real quick. Oh, here it is, right here. Wow. Look at these grave sites. I couldn't find much information on this cemetery. Looks like there's only 4 sites, but got William Hanks, and it looks like he died in 1801 at the age of 24. Super sad. Died that young. Got Jeremiah Colbert and Chan Mickey, something like that, and Maurice, it looks like, and they died in 1850s, it looks like. I can't even make out the nameplates of the other ones. Eerie vibe here, and a stark reminder of just how dangerous and hostile life was working out here on Isle Royale. To die that young, and how brave of a young soul you had to be coming out here and working. You can see just how old the wood is, and it's covering all this lichen and old man's beard moss, which gives a really spooky vibe. I'm going to say a couple quick prayers for all the souls of the people that lost their lives here and on all of Isle Royale. Take a little moment of silence and get back in the canoe. Get going again. Well, my boater friends stocked me up with a couple drinks. Super friendly people. I wish I had something to offer them back, but all I've got is like canned ravioli and pasta. Nothing really. Extraordinarily friendly people out here on Isle Royale. For the first time this entire trip, I'm gonna have a semi-tailwind. Oh, excuse me. Beautiful day for us sailing, eh, Cap? Well, other than the lake trout, which have been giving me fits this trip, I think they're just all out deep. The other big thing to catch here is the coaster brook trout, which are basically brook trout on steroids. They're native fish, been here for thousands of years, and definitely on my bucket list of, I mean, it's one of my dream fish for sure. And there's a whole bunch of them. It's one of the only places in the world you can catch them really, out here on Isle Royale. And they like a little bit shallower, rocky water and structure. Got a big old mep spinner on there. And we're just gonna make some casts along some structure on the way down and see if we can't catch one. Well, that's not what I was intending to do. Ran up ashore, got too shallow on me, so now I have to pull myself out of here. I think we got a fish on. What in the heck? I'm just gonna pretend nobody saw that. It's so much nicer just riding the waves and just making sure I'm going the right direction instead of having to fight the waves and the direction I'm going in. Just gonna take her nice and slow there, eh? getting windier and windier out here, guys. Bunch of really neat looking islands over here. And then Tucker's Island right there in the middle of the screen right now. Woo, baby, it's getting pretty gnarly out here. Got some of the rollers coming in from the big lake. Got the wind all the way from across the harbor coming from the southwest again. And making for a pretty nasty little mix here. Wee-wee, just in the nick of time. It is rough out there now, real rough. That was a rocky ride. Just made it here to Tucker's Island though. There's just a few other campers up there. All right, just 2 shelters to this camp. It looks like my luck with the shelters continuing to run. Heck yeah. Not quite as nice a view in this one, but still better than a tent. Camp is all set up. It's only about like 1:30, 2 o'clock, I think, so I think I'm gonna get a lunch here going pretty quick. Maybe take a little nap, and then really can't do much of the windy conditions. It's made fishing really difficult this trip, and just not much I want to be doing out in the main lake. But yeah, just gotta take it easy for a little bit. Exploring the interior of Tucker's Island. Maybe go for another swim. This trail just keeps going. Got whitecaps out in the big lake today. It's been real nasty. I just love exploring the interior of these little islands. Oh, while I was fishing off the dock, I didn't catch it on camera because I only saw it for about 5-10 seconds. But I saw my first ever otter. The thing was probably 3-4 foot long. It was massive. I saw it swimming in like 4 foot of water, super fast, just gliding through the crystal clear water. And that was crazy cool. I was just shocked at how massive that thing was. Check this spot out. You already know I'm rocking the flannel with the blue swim trunks. Of course. You see Rock Harbor just on the other side of this little island here, and then all these little islands, and there's the big lake of Lake Superior. And this looks like it'd be a good spot to jump in right here. Oh yeah, that's perfect, right in this little hole here. All right. Looks like she's waterproof. Oh baby, it's cold. So refreshing, turning into a routine out here every day. Sweat a lot, get covered in dirt and blood and bug bites. What feels like the edge of the world, no man's land out here. Woo! Big waves, big waves. This got this little pool over here, some rocks. Perfect little seat, nice and comfy. Woo-wee! Look at this view, man. Straight gnarly, mate. Straight frothing. You know, I have big travel plans tomorrow to make it out to Merritt Lane Campground as the hope and goal. Mother Superior reminds you often that she is the one in control. And out here you feel a real sense of not being in control at all. Because of this wind, I could be stuck on this island for just the rest of the night or another week before I have to leave. Never really know. And it's just part of the game out here. You just gotta kind of learn to accept it. Refreshing, freezing cold water. Doesn't get any better. Good morning you guys. Woke up actually pretty early this morning and got out. It's a little after 7. Got my trolling line out right there. Not that it matters much. Got that still very strong southwest breeze that's going on this morning. You can see Tooker's Island behind me. The wind has died down enough for me to feel comfortable paddling again, but debating whether or not to head back to Rock Harbor. Relatively short portage, although I say that, I mean, it's still really difficult with this canoe by myself because it weighs like 80 pounds. It's 14.5 foot. So it's just enough to be quite a bit of work. I'm trying to decide between that and paddling 2 miles of open shoreline to go around Scoville Point to make it over to Tobin Harbor. After much deliberating, I've decided my best course of action is just to head back to Rock Harbor and portage from there. I really don't want to do that portage, but also coming around that point and having to go back, I can fight against the wind for a little ways could get pretty darn sketchy. And I have to remember, even though I started off terrified of this trip going on the water for the first time, and I now feel pretty comfortable out in these waves, I still have virtually zero paddling experience beside this trip. I'm no expert, and I'm by myself for the first time on Lake Superior, so I'm just gonna play it safe, head back to Rock Harbor and start the old portage there. Let's get it going. Well, alrighty you guys, officially just completed the portage from Rock Harbor to Tobin Harbor. And yeah, now I'm officially in Tobin Harbor. Pretty exciting. It's like the second leg of this trip. Also ran into the people I met at Tooker's Island the night before. I talked to them for like over an hour, and they were actually kind enough to help me out with the portage, which was very appreciated because it was a lot more difficult of a portage than I was expecting. Huge shout out to those guys, and they also gave me a pair of pliers right here because they felt bad that I forgot pliers, which was really dumb of me, and really appreciated by them also. So, a mile and a half paddle or so from Tooker's to Rock Harbor, and I got about a 3-mile paddle. 3-mile paddle from where I am now to Merritt Lane Campground, almost on the end of Blake Point. I'm really excited to get there. We're gonna check out a number of stops on the way there. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for it. Another epic day on Isle Royale. Let's get it going. I'm so used to just like urban sprawl around my house where every lake there's no bit of shoreline or grass. It's pretty much just all houses. Like, look at this. This is just so beautiful. Well, guys, I just found what appears to be some moose bones. Big old pile of bones. I don't think I'm gonna get too close. I can already smell it. Chunks of it here in the water. Bet you those wolves were dragging it through. Wow, that's crazy. Well, you guys, just made it here to the Hidden Lake pull off right here. You can see, tucked behind this little island, and the main harbor's out that way. Got the canoe pulled up right there. Gonna check it out. This right here is Hidden Lake. Doesn't seem so hidden now, I just found it. And this area, this is where the wildfire came through in, I believe, 2021, so 4 years ago now, and devastated this whole ridge line up here around Lookout Louise. I think it should be an interesting hike. But here's the pull out here, just got a little picnic table. That's really about it. And I think I'm gonna actually eat a quick breakfast. Got a Pop-Tart and a granola bar. It's left about 10:30 right now. I haven't even eaten anything yet today. So yeah, let's get her going. Wow. Oh, you guys, on the hike, just made it to Monument Rock, I believe. Wow, that's pretty darn cool. I'm no geologist, but I can tell you, it's a pretty cool rock. This landscape is absolutely insane. So this is the burn area I've been talking about a little bit. Pretty darn cool. Yeah, look at this. Man. Look at this. Oh baby, look, we got some ripe thimbleberries. Look at that. Oh, whoa. Wow. This is incredible. This is a really cool hike. This is unbelievable. Is that guy eating blueberries again? Oh, look at that view. I've never seen so many raspberries. Gotta be thousands of them up here. Look at this view. Oh my word. Oh my gosh, look at that. Phew, that's a good sized cliff right there. My goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. Epic view at the top. Now a nice steady decline back down to the canoe, hopefully. Can't get over how stinking cool this burn field looks. Rocky, all these wildflowers. Little creek right there. Just about back to the canoe and gonna get back on the water here. Back on the water, guys. I'm really loving Tobin Harbor so far. Well, you guys, just pulled off on Howe Island here in Tobin Harbor. After a short little ways, I'm gonna be checking out this abandoned cottage here. Look at this one right here. This is pretty crazy. Nowadays, there are still a few people that have little cottages here. So the way it works was the workers here would get summer residences out here, private summer residences out here on the island, and there actually used to be resorts. In the 1930s, when Isle Royale officially became a national park and it all became federal land here, the people who still own cottages here were offered lifetime leases to themselves and their descendants. Kelvin Howe, this is his cottage here, and he got a lifetime lease for his wife and daughter, and when they passed away in, I believe, the early 2000s, got boarded up and are officially just abandoned, just been sitting here for the last 20 years. But look at this. Pretty eerie. There's one other one I'm gonna check out, but look at this in here. On the side here, just a bunch of old equipment, mostly junk and stuff. Look at that. Some old pots and pans, stove. Let's see if you can see anything inside. Looks like an old rocking chair, just a bunch of old stuff. Wow, some old fishing rods and a net. As someone that loves exploring abandoned places and loves history, I really enjoy checking this out. Wow. Looks like everything's locked up. Whoa. See if you can see inside it all. Oh wow, there's all sorts of stuff in there. See a wood stove, some furniture, some moose bones, a journal. Wow guys, could you imagine having a place here? That would be a dream come true for someone like me, to have a little cottage with that view to wake up to in the morning. I could not imagine what it'd be like living in one of these little cottages. Well, I'm not gonna go poking around too much more, but just thought I'd check it out. Pretty cool to see an abandoned cottage like that. I might go check out one more and eventually make it to Merritt Lane here. Well, alrighty guys, I've made it just a short way down from Howe Island, and I'm now on Bob Island. Checking out yet another abandoned fishing cottage here. And look at the amount of blueberries on this little island here. Look at all these. My mom would be so jealous. She loves, two of her favorite things in the world are exploring abandoned places and wild blueberries. So it looks like this cottage was owned and built by Henry Beard, a worker up here. And due to some leasing battles, and once they originally passed away, it looks like this place has been abandoned for 30, 40 plus years. Looks like an old little fishing shed here. It's all locked up. Oh, look here, we might be able to peer in. Oh, nothing too interesting. But I'm wondering if this island got its name because Henry Beard's son, Bob Green, I think it was his son, were having disputes over cleaning and repairing this place, and threatened to go to the bathroom in the woods if a drop toilet was not installed here, and threw a big fit about it. Which I thought was pretty funny. So I'm wondering if they named this island off of him, named it after Bob Green. That's why it's called Bob's Island. I don't know, that'd be a pretty funny reason if it was, but gonna look down in there. Looks like it's just a cellar, a bunch of old equipment. Pretty eerie and spooky looking, both of these places, and especially the Howe cabin. I could look in, I couldn't really get any good video, but you could still see all the original furniture and bedding and just all their original stuff, just like they left, and nobody ever came back for 20, 30 years. Place just lost in time here on Isle Royale. All the way down to that ridge line. I'm heading down through this island, I think. And there is Scoville Point over there, the point I was planning on originally paddling across, but I wasn't comfortable enough. This is seriously the most beautiful paddling I've ever done in my life, guys. Just the wind, this crystal clear blue water, and something about this wood that's just so beautiful and perfect. I'm casting my spinner all up and down here. Well, you guys, just made it here to Merritt Lane Campground, and unfortunately my luck has finally run out with the shelters. There's only 2 sites at this campground, so I have to camp up here on the ridge. But still, a pretty awesome view here, honestly. Pretty neat little spot here in the woods. All right, got camp all set up here. Oh, no more glamping for me. I got awfully spoiled getting all those shelters to get used to real camping again. Well, guys, we're back on the water. It's about, I don't even know, maybe like 8 o'clock now. Just sort of lose track of time out here. Laid down, kind of fell asleep for another hour and a half till like 4:30 and got up, cooked some dinner, hung out some more, and now I'm out here. Just the wind has made it darn near impossible for the vast majority of this trip to do any good fishing. The haze is finally mostly cleared out. 6 days into my trip, which is really nice. I actually got to see the blue water today, mostly blue skies. Finally found a little pocket of water that isn't totally winded out. And we're just gonna give her a couple casts of the old fly rod. Why? Because I feel like it. This is how I caught my first ever splake. Was on a big old dry fly in Copper Harbor. One of the most memorable catches of my life. And I'm seeing a good bit of surface activity. Oh man, it would just make my trip if I could get a decent coaster. Alright, there's some nice timber all along here. Fish on, guys. We got a brookie, finally. Oh, stay on you. Big. No, he just came off again, dude. Oh my gosh. What'd I have to do to land a fish out here? Oh my gosh, he wasn't that big. He was probably 15 inches or so, but dude, that was so sick to watch him. I watched him crush that spinner. He chased it and just destroyed it. Gosh, dang it, man. Still a coaster brookie, and I still lost him. He was sitting right in that shelf, right where he ought to be. Dang it, dang it, dang it, man. I'm seeing them surface all over. I knew it was just a matter of time before I could find one big enough to crush the spinner. Well, it's nice to have a little action at least. Oh man, it drops off really nicely. And as you can see, that wind has finally died down. Just shut right off. God dang, he hit in shallow water too. I mean, this is good. We're starting to learn a little bit about them. Where they want to be. I've seen probably 5 today that were 14 plus inches, so pretty good sized. Not anything crazy. And then just a million that were smaller than that. Really just majestical evening, guys. Absolutely stunning morning out here. Got the old big old Meps on there, and we're gonna see if we can't smash a big coaster brookie finally this morning. I didn't film too much in my tent. Had a little bit of camper drama between this younger couple and some grumpy old ladies who kicked them out of their site. So I ended up letting them crash right in my site. It was pretty tight, but they were super nice. So that's kind of how it works out here. just kind of go with the flow. I was happy to help him out, so. This is just, wow, it's stunning. This is one of the most magical mornings of my life out here in the water. Is this not the coolest place on the planet to paddle a canoe early in the morning? Look at this. We've got this massive rock shelf right here. Sunrise. Well, you guys, just made it back from yet another unsuccessful fishing trip. It was kind of nice. The boaters that were staying in this shelter last night just took off, so I'll show you guys the inside here. This is definitely one of the nicer shelters that I've stayed at my time here. Got my sleeping situation all set up. All my gear here. It's just so much nicer having all your gear in the shelter and I have to have it laying around outside and worrying about it getting wet or stolen or whatnot. But yeah, I got batteries charging and stuff right now. Yeah, this is super nice. Look at this view from this shelter. People write some pretty funny things on these walls, but this one definitely got me. Got the old fake outlet sticker. That thing looks super realistic. That's hilarious. No electricity out here. Got back into my sleeping bag after moving everything over and took about an hour and a half nap. So, been about a week of this trip and I'm sunburnt, covered in bug bites, scratches, bruises, dirt, mud, blood stains on me. Kind of just sit here stewing in your own thoughts a lot. Feeling a little lonely and tired, but after that nap, I'm feeling pretty good again. Feeling remotivated, and I think I'm gonna eat a quick lunch and then go out and do some more fishing. Making up the usual Nutella tortilla wraps and some trail mix. Gonna slap. Let's do it. Seen my first freighter the whole trip right there, going off the north shore of Royale there. This trip, I have not been lucky when it comes to the fishing. I poured all my luck points into getting shelters. Oh, look at that, there's a little, what are those birds called? A piped plover or something? Bird names and fishing lure names are about where the people that come up with names for things peaked. We're gonna be fishing a lure called the Hottentot. I mean, that's just a great name. You know, if humanity named things like Hottentot and piped plover a little more often, I'm not even sure if that's what it's called, but it's something like that. And maybe the world would be a little more stable. My side rants today. You spend enough time alone, you start having some interesting thoughts come into your head. Especially when you're not catching any fish. If I was catching fish, like my mind would be focused, locked in, hyped up. Instead, I'm just left here to aimlessly drift and let my mind wander. I should probably be thinking about more important things, but yeah, whatever. It's amazing how much better I feel after that afternoon nap. Boy, oh boy. Even just like 3-4 hours after getting up for the day. Oh my gosh. I had to scramble down that cliff over there. It almost got really bad. Don't want to do that again, but I honestly have no idea how I'm supposed to get out of here. But I made it to the absolute tip of Blake's Point here. Northernmost point of Isle Royale besides Passage On, which is about 2 miles north. And there's a lighthouse out there. And I made it here to this navigation tower. It's a long ways down there. Blake's Point, northernmost point. I can see why this water would get pretty treacherous. Boy, oh boy, some of the swells coming in here would be really nasty in a canoe. Whee-wee! Up here on the top of the tower, it's a lot higher than it looks on camera. Wow. Wow, I thought I was gonna get trapped in that valley, guys. It was just a sheer rock face for a good long ways. and I was really stressed walking back and forth for about half an hour, and I finally found an easy enough section of that cliff to scramble up. Really just not the most pleasant hike. Almost back. Taking a game trail. Look at the size of that pile of moose poo. It's got to be a good size animal. Oh, that was a brutal hike. Okay, here we go. Super refreshing swim. Nothing quite like that cold Lake Superior water to awaken the soul in a way, but I'm gonna make some dinner, probably some more macaroni, and then head out for one last attempt at catching a coaster berkey probably. But yeah, quite a day, quite a trip. Woo-hoo-hoo. Looks like we're cooking fish for dinner tonight. Tuna fish, that is. Fish in a can, because I can't catch fish, save my life. I brought so much cooking equipment. I got all the side dishes, rice, beans, potatoes, onions, all for cooking fish. Breading, and I couldn't catch a fish this trip to save my life. So sad. All I gotta say is, it's a good thing I wasn't a commercial fisherman back in the 1800s, because my cabin would be abandoned within a few months. Finished up dinner. It's probably about 7:30 right now. Wind is dying down again, another beautiful night. And I'm out here on the water, trying one last time for some coaster berkeys. Another glorious night trolling. Unfortunately though, the better the beauty and scenery is, it seems like the fish really don't care. There's something so kind of daunting about being in this little canoe looking out into the vast expanse of water of Lake Superior. Just nothing for hundreds of miles out there. You just really feel so exposed, and I got mere inches just separating me from the dark abyss beneath me that could be hundreds of feet deep. Man, the fishing has been by far the biggest disappointment of this trip. Don't know what else different I could have really realistically done. Oh, guys, I just took the giant brookie. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was one of the craziest things ever. Oh my gosh. Stay calm. Stay calm, baby. Stay calm. Get the net. Get the net. Oh, there goes the net. There goes the paddle. This is chaotic. Oh man. Oh baby. Oh baby. Ease on. Oh. I can't even explain this moment right now. How scared I am. Oh, please. Oh my gosh, he's fighting hard. He's fighting hard. Oh my gosh. I will explain what happened. Just a second, guys, but this fish catch, if I can land this fish, oh my gosh, I am absolutely losing it. Oh, please, baby. It's a giant coaster. Giant coaster. Oh, please. Stay down. Stay down. Oh, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys should have seen the heat on this thing. Oh gosh, guys, it's probably like a 20-inch brookie. This is the biggest brook trout of my life. A fish of my dreams right here. A giant brook trout. Look at him in the water. Please, just let me land this fish. Oh, please. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, look at that fish. Oh, look at that fish. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, baby. Oh, come on. No. This is so stressful. This is fish of my dreams. This fish is pulling like crazy. Oh my gosh, avoid the net. Oh, get in the net, get in the net. I got him in the net. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I can't even breathe. Oh, look at the size of that brook trout. I'm gonna cry right now. You guys, I can't even explain this moment. I've been trying for this fish, and he's off in the net. I've been trying and dreaming of this fish, but I was just kind of having a moment, a bittersweet moment. Oh shoot, no. Oh, there he goes, no. Well, I got him in the net. I didn't get a picture of him. I hope you guys got a decent look. Oh, dang it, man. I wish I got a picture, but that's all right. I'll carry that moment in my heart with me for a long time. That was probably about a 20-inch coaster brook trout, the fish of my dreams. That fish, it's all right. Those fish are protected in here, and it's all catch and release anyways. Dang it, that was such a disaster trying to handle that fish, but oh my gosh, I at least got some GoPro video of him. He was absolutely gorgeous. My net's a little bit too small. Couldn't script that moment better. It's about 9 o'clock, it's almost sunset. This is my last day, my last chance here in Tobin Harbor to catch a big brook trout, which is, those fish have been swimming here, wild, native, for thousands and thousands of years, and that's just the coolest thing to me. And to get a brook trout like that, like the fish of a lifetime, just kind of reflecting on everything that's happened and kind of just being like trapped in the moment, I guess. It's kind of hard to just thinking about how I'm gonna look back in this trip and just, whether I'm in school or whatnot, years down my life, and just like be thinking about how I wish I was back in this moment, even though like right now in the moment I'm really missing family, and just, man, I've got chills. That was such an incredible moment, guys. Even though in the moment I'm like beat up and tired and exhausted. I don't really share this on the channel much, but I'm a Catholic, and I missed Mass this week on this trip, and so I was going on my phone, saying a prayer, like my communion of right prayer, because I missed Mass this week, and I took a moment and was just here and read it out loud. And I've been grinding for hours and hours and hours in this trip, and I said that little prayer, and I said a little prayer at the end. I'm like, Jesus, thank you so much, and help me catch a fish. And the very next cast, 5 seconds in, that fish came up and destroyed that spinner, and wow. I don't know if you guys believe in miracles or not, but I sure do, and that sure just felt like one right there, man. That was so awesome. I'm never gonna forget that, guys. That was incredible. For hours and hours, days after days, trying to catch one of those fish, man. Being in this beautiful place and by yourself, with no outside noise and just no reception, and just being out in God's creation, man. And to have that happen, I just had a feeling, I can't describe it. It was just like a powerful spiritual moment, man. You can't make it up, man. Stuff like that. Or I literally say that prayer, and 5 seconds later, I hook that fish after hours and countless casts of trying. This stinking place, man, it's just, I can feel it building up the last few days. It just rips the emotions right out of you. Hundreds of dollars, so much time spent and work planning into this trip. And it's like, I would have been happy. This has been such an incredible experience with or without the fish, but man, I would have sure been disappointed if I came all this way and didn't catch one of those fish. And man, just sobbing like a baby. I haven't had a place or a moment rip the emotions out of me quite like that before. Gosh. Over a stinking fish, man. Came unhooked super easily in the net, swam right off, didn't have to touch him, didn't have to risk harming that fish at all. He swam off super healthy and strong. Golly, man, this place just put me through the ringer, man. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Just couldn't script it any better, man. Can't describe the emotions this evening. Just seriously a moment I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. But yeah, I'm gonna get to bed here pretty quick, read some more of my book, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the AM. Good night. Good morning guys. Last full day in here on Royale, but yeah, time to get up for the day. Another sunrise on Superior. Look at that. Well, you guys, set sail for probably my last voyage of this trip. Got about 3-4 miles to get back to Rock Harbor. Tailwind to help me get there. Pretty gnarly out in the point this morning. I had some rollers coming into the docks as I was trying to get out. I don't know why I'm not fishing. I got a really nice breeze here. Honestly, I just caught that big brookie and just kind of been feeling satisfied with the trip after that point. I'm still gonna try to catch one though. I mean, it'd be foolish not to. I mean, that brook trout could literally eat probably 95% of the other brook trout I've caught in my entire life. Number 5, Mep spinner right there, big old spinner. I had seriously been chucking this thing for hours and hours and hours and had not seen a sign of a fish yesterday. I made it outside of those little island channels and I'm making my one big crossing. That's pretty darn nerve-wracking because I got wind from the northeast today. So it's making some pretty big rollers. Coming in from the big lake, which is just this way a little ways. This is the one nasty crossing of this paddle. This kind of stuff makes me pretty nervous. Woo! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! We're getting some really nasty rollers right here. Okay, just gotta stay calm. I just got a little further to go. I hate because I have to paddle south and the wind's coming from the east, so I'm having to take a lot of these waves from the side, which I really don't like. And I'm turning to take some of the real big ones head on. Woo, baby! Woo! I'm getting rocked out here. As long as you keep good momentum, you don't rock too much, but man, when you just like watch the rollers coming at you, it's pretty terrifying. Just made it to the seaplane dock here in Rock Harbor. Everything cleaned out of the canoe. Fishing rods, all my gear right here. Oh, I got one backpack. Unfortunately, all the shelters were somehow already taken at 10:30 in the morning. So really big bummer. I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna store all my gear now. But most importantly, I gotta portage this canoe. all the way up this hill. Yeah, it goes for a long ways and then wraps around, and yeah, it's gonna be not fun at all. But yeah, guess there's nothing better to do than get her going. Got it all in one go. I was not expecting. It was honestly way easier than I was expecting. Had to take this trail. Got it all in one go. Really wasn't too bad at all. Now I just gotta get the rest of my gear and find a campsite for the night. Another wolf right there. It's my second wolf I've seen on this trip. Hey, get out of there. Get out of there. That wolf was legit. Just came around and started ripping through that person's gear over there. That's insane. This wolf has zero fear. It's making me a little bit uncomfortable. I think I need to store all of my gear in there as best as I can. Boy, at broad daylight, right close to Rock Harbor here, I know there's been a problem with campers stealing food. That's why they have these big food containers and things. And I got my tent right here, all set up at this site. Didn't get a shelter, but at least I got a tent site, and I need to be very careful where I put all my gear. I'm gonna have to try to store everything in the tent. That's crazy. Thing was just fearless. Not good. Do not want to be feeding these wolves or leaving anything about for them. Going for one last hike here. You're on the Stoll Trail, right connected to Rock Harbor. Gonna hike out to Scoville Point. Check it out. Haven't been out there yet, so it'll be pretty cool. But man, what an awesome view. You can see Raspberry Island out there. It's about a little more than 4 mile round trip hike, so it's still pretty good, a decent hike. And yeah, just enjoying this beautiful last day here. Just made it out here on the Stoll Trail all the way to Scoville Point. Look at how beautiful this is. This is way cooler than I was expecting. These ridge lines are just something else, and wild blueberries everywhere. You can see right there the Albert Stoll Memorial Trail. It's a conservation editor. His untiring efforts made possible the preservation of Isle Royale as a national park. And quite a trail to get in a memory of you. Look at these just rocky little canyon type deals in here. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. That big old pool over there. Oh my goodness. Islands. This is seriously awesome. And then way over there, you can see that ridge line over there by those hills. On the other side of those islands is where I was all the way this morning. Pretty crazy. Probably paddled somewhere around 30-40 miles, which, I mean, all in the lake, so pretty darn good for my first time ever on a canoe trip. And I've done a lot of hiking this trip as well. If I had to guess, I've probably done, gosh, probably around 20-ish miles of hiking as well. It's around 60 miles maybe, 50-60 miles traveled. These are just the biggest, most beautiful wild blueberries I've ever seen. Everyone's been saying this has been like the best wild blueberry season in a really long time up here. It was pretty cool. On the way back, I saw the Petersons again in their boat, and they were picking up that moose skeleton that I actually saw 2 days ago in the canoe and first spotted. So somebody must have told them. But it was pretty cool to see them out in the field doing what they do. And it looked like they picked up almost all those bones. I gotta imagine. I didn't even think about like the practicalities of that job. It's gotta be a lot of work, really heavy weight they've probably carried over the years, and also the stinky rotting flesh on a lot of those bones. Gonna check out the Smithwick mine real quick. Some of the excerpts of one of the workers, Cornelius Shaw. Never was super successful out here due to the fading value of copper veins and copper in general out here. But here's a map of all the mines out here. Mining on Isle Royale began in earnest in 1843 after the Chippewa Indians relinquished claim to the island. Soon more than 20 companies had stake claims on Isle Royale. July 1843, James Smithwick located a mine here. They dug 4 shafts and built a blacksmith shop, root cellar, and several dwellings. The main shaft reached 96 foot deep. The upper 30 feet produced some copper, but lower down the vein pinched out, prompting Shaw to abandon mining here. Here are both of the mine pits. You can see all filled in now, filled with water. There's a bunch of these shafts. There's that one filled in all over here. Very unique history at Isle Royale, and you can definitely feel it here. Probably 5-6 o'clock. Probably gonna get some dinner going here and just kind of hang out, check the Wi-Fi, make sure the world hasn't ended yet, and get back to my camp, or hopefully that wolf hasn't wrecked my tent. Here's the main trail. There's a lot of the employee housing right here, and then walking right back down to Rock Harbor. Fishing rods and Jackery battery power stored away at the Canoe, as you can see right down there in that storage rack. And got the Ranger 3 ferry right there, ready to pick me up in the morning. Last night here on Isle Royale, staying at Rock Harbor here in the tent, and gonna wake up about 6:30 tomorrow morning, pack everything up, and get on out of here. I'm absolutely whooped. I'm gonna catch you guys in the morning. Good night. Beautiful sunrise, beautiful morning. One of my favorite places in the world. Such an incredible body of water. If you drained it, there's enough water in Superior to flood both North and South America in over a foot of water, which is just absolutely mind-boggling.
Prior to the start of the trip, restrooms are located on both the main deck as well as the upper deck. Ranger 3 Cafe.
Just made it back off the Ranger 3 ferry, 6 hours, almost 4 o'clock right now. And that is going to conclude my first ever canoe trip and my 8-day trip, solo trip on Isle Royale National Park. Just the amount of work to get the canoe off, get it there, portaging, doing 4 or 5 trips back and forth with gear, just doing all the chores and every little daily task, just like getting water and stuff all by yourself is just a heck of a lot of work. And top on that, the hiking, I haven't showered in almost 10 days, so I'm like, yeah, I absolutely reek. It's bad. By the end of the trip, I was just looking forward to going to every new campground, and seriously, just some of the nicest people I've ever met at almost every single campsite. People that have all been like back like 15, 20 times, some of them, like every year for years and years and years. And I think that just goes to show how special of a place it is. And hopefully one day I am in a position where I can be that person handing out and helping all the newbies. I want to go back in May or June when the lake trout are all up shallow and they're significantly easier to catch. An unbelievable trip. And yeah, I want to get home in time for my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to him. And also, my brother's just made it home while I was gone. He was gone down south for the last 4 months, so I'm excited to see him. I haven't really seen him in 4 months, so I'm just really excited to get home. But yeah, just a special trip, guys. Such a unique experience. I'm gonna get old Rusty back on the road here, get my drive underway. Got all my gear packed up in here. It's gonna about wrap up this video, guys. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure this won't get quite as many views. It'll probably be a really long video, but I seriously appreciate you guys that's sticking with it to the end. And thank you so much for watching. Back on the road. Catch you guys in the next adventure.